Welcome to the Yukon and North 61. Let's talk about rifle weight. So let's talk about some classifications for weights. This is a bare rifle, no scope, no rings, no strap, just the rifle. Class 1 is 4 pounds, so I'm going to call that stupid light. Andrew Skirka's term, stupid light, when something is too light for its own good. A really super light tent might not stand up in the wind. Super light rifle is going to be really, really hard to shoot, especially in any kind of caliber. Even braked, maybe a bit better, but it's going to be very hard to hold steady. Under 4 pounds, there are some trick guns that are under 4 pounds that are in heavy calibers enough to hunt big game. They're not going to be good at range because they're going to be hard to hold. So I think that's stupid light. Next class is ultralight. So these are rifles bare between 4 to 5 pounds. Marvels of engineering. They're going to have lots of carbon fiber in them, pencil thin barrels, sometimes a titanium action or a very, very small action, like the how a superlight has a very, very small action. Often braked, but they don't have to be, especially in something like 6 Creedmoor. And they're going to be a little bit hard to shoot. They're going to require a lot of talent to use, a lot of practice to use to shoot something that light. I don't think they're the best long-range choice unless you're really talented. So the next class is honestly my favorite class, lightweight. So that's 5 to 6 pounds. And in there you'll see the various forms, the 20B, 24B, the Weatherby backcountry nun tie, Browning titanium tie they used to make. They're all around the 5 to 6 pound mark bare. Really good weight, easy to carry, a little bit easier to shoot. So I think it's a sweet spot. Next class is just about light, and that's a weight between 6 and 7 pounds. Easy to shoot, not quite as easy to carry, especially once you get all your scopes and stuff on them. They start to become a little bit heavy to lug around. So it's kind of a no man's land. So, what do you do when you got a son? You gifted your daughter a lightweight 243 Tikka. And now my son, also, he's graduating from engineering. He could probably use a lightweight rifle. That 7mm Rem Mag Tikka Superlight, those Superlights weigh 6.5 pounds. That's not lightweight. That is almost light. So is there anything I can do to bring it down closer to the 5 to 6 pound 5 to 6 pound category, so that I can actually feel proud giving him something and put a little bit of myself in it. So let's take a look at that. Now here we have the Wildcat stock, sealed with an adapter for a Spartan bipod, ready to fiberglass bed, and it weighs 20 ounces, 20.5 ounces. So I've saved 9 ounces, half a pound over that stock by Tikka, which is right here. I like the Tikka stock. The Tikka stock is quite stiff, but there it is, 1 pound 13 ounces. So you're at about 9 ounces heavier. So here's the glass bedding operation. I don't want to get in trouble with YouTube, so I don't want to show you too much about that. And here's some comparison weights coming up. So the 300 WSM is just under 7 pounds, and the Forbes is 6 pounds 11 ounces. So that's kind of what I'm aiming for. And just slightly heavier, now at 7 pounds 2.29 ounces, is this Tikka. The Tikka has a 30 ounce action plus 3 ounces of bottom metal and that magazine. And it's got a fairly heavy scope. This is a Razor 1 inch 2 to 10. Or is it a 2 to 12? Maybe it's a 2 to 12. It's also got a recoil reducer, 7mm Magnum. It also, I put one of these adapters. I gotta clean it up just a little bit, but that's close to the balance point. So let's take a look at those adapters. So just a little bit heavier. That scope is also just about a pound. So if you minus the scope, and you minus the rings, and you minus that adapter, I'm under 6 pounds for the rifle bear. So it does make it into the lightweight class, just barely, with this beautiful Wildcat stock, which is a 20.5 ounce stock. Saved 8 ounces. So with the Spartan adapter, before I decided what to do with my son's Tikka, I have done a fair bit of practice off of the tripod. And what I'm finding is I can get some volume in behind the rifle, like with a pack. I am easily able to shoot right to 300 yards every time, the 9-inch gong. And with this rifle, about half the time to 425 yards, because there's a bit of leverage out here. You see the leverage? Because it's at the end. So it's not quite as steady as it could be. Well, it's a hit. It's bouncing all around, but I think that's a good 300-yard solution from sitting. And then I can use the actual bipod for prone for further out. Nice. Because the forbs, because I've got that adapter closer to the back, it's more like at a balance point. So it'll hold, the tripod will hold the rifle, and therefore I get a little bit more steadiness. And now even without something at the back, I can hold it pretty steady. I can put some volume in here. I can hold it even steadier. And now, out to 425 yards, I'm hitting 80% of the time. That 9-inch gong, 325 every time. So, with the 7mm, my son's rifle, I've also put that adapter closer to the balance point. See, the adapter's right there. So that is another thing that I've done to give this little rifle. It's now about a 1/4 pound heavier than these Elite firearms, and it costs a lot less. It's easier to get, and this is a really nice stock. The whole problem with those Tikkas is the stock. In fact, Nathan Forster has a whole video on bedding and strengthening the plastic stock, which makes it even heavier on the original Tikkas to make it better. No need with this stock from Wildcat. So these Wildcat stocks really make these into nice rifles. And tomorrow we'll shoot it. So let's have a look at that. So maybe that's a lot of work to save ½ pound, but I think it's worth it. And it's really feels better too. I like this. I like the feeling and the balance of the rifle better now. So tomorrow, if the weather holds, or sometime this week, I'll do part 2. We'll go to the gun range and we'll see how this baby shoots. It's been curing for about a week, so we'll take it to the gun range. We'll see how it does. I'll bring you along.